OneSteel is a diverse and modern company with a bright future. We have a strong customer focus, hold safety as a core value, and pride ourselves on our approach to sustainability. OneSteel was formed when 8 diverse businesses were spun out from BHP Steel to create a vertically integrated mining, steel manufacturing, and steel and metal products distribution company. OneSteel Limited became a publicly listed company on the ASX on the 23rd of October 2000. Today, OneSteel employs approximately 7,000 people across Australia and New Zealand, with 1,300 employed at the Whyalla Steelworks site in South Australia. OneSteel's iron ore reserve, located some 60 kilometres southwest of Whyalla in the South Middleback Ranges, forms the first link in the Whyalla integrated steelworks chain. Hematite iron ore is currently sourced from 3 pits: Iron Duke, Iron Duchess and Iron Knight. The ore is crushed and transported to Whyalla via rail for both feed for the steelmaking process and the export market. Upon reaching the steelworks, the ore is processed and then fired through a great kiln pellet plant to produce iron ore pellets. These pellets are used as feed for the blast furnace. The coke ovens process coal sourced from coalfields in New South Wales and New Zealand. The coal is heated in 108 sealed ovens to about 1,000 degrees for approximately 18 hours. The coke that is produced is used as fuel for the iron making process. The blast furnace is a large vertical shaft used to produce molten iron. Feed consisting of coke, iron ore pellets, lump iron ore and fluxes is charged into the top of the furnace. Preheated air is blown through the tuyeres to aid the combustion and reduction process. As the hot reducing gas passes up through the descending burden, metallic oxides are reduced and the fluxes combine with the contaminants in the raw materials to produce molten iron and a fluid slag, which remains separate due to density differences. The molten iron and slag are tapped from the bottom of the furnace. The slag is transported away for processing while the molten iron is poured into specially designed rail cars beneath the blast furnace and transported to the steelmaking plant. During the steelmaking process, the level of carbon in the molten metal and other residual undesired elements are lowered through an oxidization process caused by the injection of large quantities of oxygen. Alloying elements are added and carbon levels are altered to produce specific grades of steel. Once the hot metal has been refined to produce the required specification, it's transported to one of 2 continuous casting machines to make raw steel in the form of slabs, blooms or billets. The billets, produced in Whyalla, are transported by rail to OneSteel's Newcastle Market Mills operation. Feed for the Whyalla rolling mill is in the form of slabs and blooms. Whyalla's structural mill has 4 rolling stands that shape the reheated raw steel blooms from blanks to final section. Structural sections produced in Whyalla are generally used in the construction industry and include beams, columns, angles, rails and sleeper sections. One of the key competitive strengths the OneSteel Whyalla Steelworks has is its access to low-cost, good-quality iron ore. We're a major domestic producer of medium structural sections, rails and special-grade billets. The Whyalla Steelworks has flexible production capabilities, allowing for adjustments to market demand. On a local level, the OneSteel Whyalla Steelworks has established contractor partnerships and broad community support. More than 700 contractors are regularly employed at the steelworks. In May 2005, OneSteel's board approved the $325 million Project Magnet that will see the pellet plant converted to process our magnetite iron ore reserve and allow for the export of our hematite resource. It is an exciting project that brings security to the steelworks and the town of Whyalla by extending mine life beyond 2030. Conversion to the new process will see an improvement in operating costs, increased steelmaking capacity and increased sales of iron ore pellets and slabs, as well as significant environmental benefits. Project Magnet is scheduled for completion in February 2007.